Naira scarcity. Buhari says he respects rule of law but won't obey Supreme Court order. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post hot juicy news update. Please click on the notification bell. As an administration that respects the rule of law, I have also noted that the subject matter is before the courts of our land and some pronouncements have been made. National broadcast by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, on challenges on the currency swap and State of the Nation on the 16th of February 2023. My dear compatriots, I have found it necessary to address you today on the State of the Nation and to render account on the efforts of our administration to sustain and strengthen our economy, enhance the fight against corruption, and sustain our gains in the fight against terrorism and insecurity, which has undoubtedly been impacted by several internal and external factors. Particularly, I am addressing you as a democratically elected president to identify with you and express my sympathy over the difficulties being experienced as we continue the implementation of new monetary policies aimed at boosting our economy and tightening of the loopholes associated with money laundering. Let me reassure Nigerians that strengthening our economy, enhancing security, and blockage of leakages associated with illicit financial flows remains top priority of our administration. And I shall remain committed to my oath of protecting and advancing the interests of Nigerians and the nation at all times. In the last quarter of 2022, I authorized the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to redesign the 200, 500, and 1,000 naira Nigerian banknotes. For a smooth transition, I similarly approved that the redesigned banknotes should circulate concurrently with the old banknotes till 31st January 2023 before the old notes cease to be a legal tender. In appreciation of these systematic and human difficulties encountered during implementation and in response to the appeal of all citizens, an extension of 10 days was authorized till 10th of February 2023 for the completion of the process. All these activities are being carried out with the ambit of the Constitution, the relevant law under the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007, and in line with global best practices. Fellow citizens, while I seek your understanding and patience during this transient phase of implementation, I feel obliged to avail you a few critical points underpinning the policy decision. These include: Number 1, the need to restore the statutory ability of the Central Bank of Nigeria to keep a firm control over money in circulation. In 2015, when this administration commenced its first term, currency in circulation was only 1.4 trillion naira. B. The proportion of currency outside banks grew from 78% in 2015 to 85% in 2022. As of October 2022, therefore, currency in circulation had risen to 3.23 trillion naira, out of which only 500 billion was within the banking system, while the 2.7 trillion naira remained permanently outside the system, thereby distorting the financial policy and efficient management of inflation. C. The huge volume of banknotes outside the banking system has proven to be practically unavailable for the economic activities and by implication retard the attainment of political economic growth. D. The economic growth projections make it imperative for government to aim at expanding financial inclusion in the country by reducing the number of the unbanked population. And E. Given the prevailing security situation across the country, which keeps improving, it also becomes compelling for government to deepen its continuing support for security agencies to successfully combat banditry and ransom taking in Nigeria. 8. Notwithstanding initial setbacks experienced, the evaluation and feedback mechanism set up has revealed that gains have emerged from the policy initiative. 9. I've been reliably informed that since the commencement of this program, about 2.1 trillion naira out of banknotes previously held outside the banking system has been successfully retrieved. 10. This represents about 80% of such funds in the short to medium and long terms. Therefore, it is expected that there would be 1. A strengthening for our macroeconomic parameters, 2. Reduction of broad money supply leading to a declaration or deceleration of the velocity of money in the economy, which should result in less pressures on domestic prices. C. Lowering of inflation as a result of a accompanied decline in money supply that will slow the pace of inflation. 4. Collapse of illegal economic activities which will help to stem corruption and acquisition of money through illegal ways. 5. Exchange rate stability. 6. Availability of easy loans and lowering of interest rate. Greater visibility and transparency of our financial actions, translating to efficient enforcement of our anti-money laundering legislation. I am not unaware of obstacles placed on path of innocent Nigerians by unscrupulous officials in the banking industry and trust of the process of implementation of the new monetary policy. I am deeply pained and sincerely sympathize with you all over these unintended outcomes. To stem this tide, I have decided that the Central Bank of Nigeria to deploy all legitimate resources and legal means to ensure that our citizens are adequately educated on the policy, enjoy easy access to cash withdrawal through availability of appropriate amount of currency, and ability to make deposits. I have similarly directed that the Central Bank of Nigeria should intensify collaboration with anti-corruption agencies so as to ensure that any institution, or persons found to have impeded or sabotaged the implementation should be made to bear the full weight of the law. During the extended phase of a deadline for currency swap, I listened to invaluable pieces of advice from many Nigerians and citizens and institutions across the nation. I similarly consulted widely with representatives of the state governors as well as the Council of State. Above all, as an administration that respects the rule of law, I have also noted that the subject matter is before the court of our land and some pronouncements have been made. To further ease the supply pressures, particularly to our citizens, I have given approval to the Central Bank of Nigeria that the old 200 Naira banknote should be released back into circulation and that it should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with a new 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira banknote for 60 days from February 10 to 2023, from 60 days from February 10 to 2023 to April 10, 2023, when the old 200 note ceases to be legal tender. In line with Section 23 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007, all existing old 1,500 Naira notes remain redeemable at the CBN and designated points. This policy was meant for good, but some people are frustrating it from all sides, which means Nigerians, we are our own problem. So if you do not genuinely want this country to move forward, it go stay as it is. And all of us then go bear the consequences, unfortunately. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.